talk about that later on.
Oh.
You have got a fan base here then.
The hype train has left the station.
How old did you say this was?
12 years.
12 years, yeah.
Man, it is good. You know, we just threw all of that on the floor, and this man has no regard for safety. He is not wearing shoes. He could go down while using the.
And John's dead. Wow. That didn't take long at all, but I'm sure he'll come back. All righty. Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another week of weekly whiskey. It's been a crazy week, at least for me. I don't know about you, John. You've been staying pretty busy, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you are dead right, sir.
I think earlier you told me that today's been the longest week, so I think
today's been a long week. That is correct.
Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. If you're drinking something great, let us know. If you're drinking something terrible, also let us know. Drop in the comments. We're here to chat. John and I have some fun stuff to drink tonight. It's been hectic. This is my first jam of the night, so I'm looking forward to it. I've been working hard to get to this point in the evening. So, what do you say, man? It's
got a little congrats here already for the whiskey launch.
Thank you. Yeah, if you guys noticed, my title has changed a little bit. I've come on to a pretty big project. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to grow the world of whiskey. So thanks for that, Dustin. I am pumped personally, but I also haven't slept that much. So we'll see how this whiskey lands for me.
You can still be pumped even if you're tired. It's okay.
I'm pumped between yawns. I think that's probably the best way to put it.
That's fair.
I'm like very up and down. Man. Ooh, I see some good stuff in the comments. I'm actually a little jealous of one or two of these.
Slow some of these down so I could grab one with here. I saw somebody's getting in the tub.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at you, Lane, just playing to the crowd. Bringing up the tub and the mellow corn. He knows what we like.
MFC, motherfucker.
Let's see what else we got here.
Man. You guys are drinking good tonight.
Yeah, you guys are getting it done.
Wow. I feel so loved. This is great. Honestly, I thought a lot of people were going to be not so enthused, but this has been very...
Jason, good evening, sir.
Hey, man. Good to see you, Drum.
Got a little bottle kill action here on a single barrel Knob Creek from 2015. Good choice.
Oh, man. That ties right into some barrel news. I'm glad that you said you're almost at a Knob Creek because we have a refresher on the way. The Our Bourbon Barrel should hit next week. The bottles, I've seen the bottles. They exist. They're at the retailer.
They are real life.
Yeah, they're real. I haven't been fooling anyone all this time.
Oh, man. Okay, let's see. What else we got here? We get a little New Riff Rye single barrel. I bet that's outstanding.
Man, it's been a while since I had one of those.
I think so. Was there a rare bird in the chat there? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we got a bird.
Good evening, DJ. Good to see you.
The bird is the word. Bottle kill challenge. Holy shit.
Oh, there we go. Whistle Pig pick.
Oh, nice. Man.
Is that the 10-year, Jason, that you're drinking?
I would think it has to be. Westport does some good stuff. We were, what was it? You tried the 16-year from Ray's here.
Money. Very good pick.
I've got that one hidden up on a shelf, so I don't see it too often.
I've got it right in the front of my shelf, and it looks at me every time I go by. It's taunting me.
Oh, man, I can't blame you. I mean, the Whistle Pig, I was afraid that train had stopped, that they were just done with them, but they've been going crazy lately. Chattanooga
99, good choice. Just recently got my paws on a bottle of Chattanooga. Cheers to Chad for that. Man, that stuff is right. Good. That's the first time I tried it.
That was the 111, right? The
111, yeah.
Man, that's
spooky, man. Spooky
it's so well priced too.
Oh, here we go. JD barrel proof pick.
There we go. Jim. Yeah, Benny's. I mean, they do well already, but some of those Jack Daniels barrels are just untouchable. They're so good.
Oh, no real surprise here that Yancey's drinking a little E.H. Taylor rye.
Calling card.
Yep.
Man. Yeah, so you guys are you're not holding back. Tonight. In fact, they're probably drinking. Well, I don't know. We'll see how this shakes out, but we might be getting outclassed by the crowd here.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me a little bit here. So, did you grab the original to go side by side here?
So I did a very typical me thing, and I told you that I would. which was a lie, and I did not.
Okay.
So
well, just in case you were
can
lying,
shame me.
I figured that I would get the actual original Old Overholt.
Really, what happened is I looked up and I looked at the time and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to make it to the store and back."
Yep. It's funny because when you said that to me, it was like lunchtime. Well, lunchtime for me, so not even lunchtime for you. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's got plenty of time to go get a bottle of that.
Yeah, I like opened up my computer and then I looked up and it was dark outside.
Oops. Isn't it always nice like when you blink and you're like, oh, I should get some coffee? Then you look, you're like, time to punch out of work.
Actually, I almost missed a meeting the other day. I was like, oh, that's in 2.5 hours. I'm going to be fine. And then I was like,
plenty of time.
That's weird. Why are people blowing up my Slack channel? I was like, oh shoot, I'm almost late.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm 5 minutes late for a meeting.
Yeah, they're like, will you be joining us today? Yeah.
All right. So you covered all we want to for news tonight. We're gonna just dig in here.
Well, actually, no. I'll give you 30 seconds. This is a loaded news. So I led with the Knob Creek. Knob Creek is going to go on sale next week. The Russell's Reserve have landed. Those exist too. They are putting on the stickers right now. I'm heating up the lottery button, the big red button, to see who gets bottles. That should go on sale next week. Also, our new Riff barrel has been tasted. That one was super quick, so I couldn't get it out to the panel. That has been tasted. New Riff has already landed at Sealbox. And if you thought that wasn't crazy enough, we've got even more stuff. Elijah Craig has been picked. That one was also a turbo pick. That should hit in a couple of months, so maybe in the new year. But there are barrels just raining from the sky, and oh man, I tasted some good stuff this week. I can't talk about it quite yet, but there's more coming down the pipe. So it's been a loaded week.
I like the cagey details. I'm tasting good stuff. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but just trust me that it was good.
I'm so close. Like you guys should be excited. Like there's so much to be excited about. I was trying to sneak it into the email I sent. Was it? Yeah, I sent an update email yesterday, but it's almost ready. Just got to wait for the bird to cook a little bit more and I can pull it out of the oven.
I like it. So one thing before we dig in, I want to thank everybody for coming in and joining us tonight. I also want to say, if you're catching this on the Bourbon Finder's channel on YouTube or Takeout Review on YouTube, or even on the Bourbon Finder channel of Twitch, swing over to the Weekly Whiskey channel of YouTube. We're going to be pushing everything from there moving forward. And that's where you'll also find the after hours content that we drop on Thursdays. So Thursday mornings at 9, you're going to want to check those out because usually that's when I do something stupid. I mean, maybe you don't want to watch that. And that's when you can also catch Jay doing something smart. So
oh, man.
One of the two things will happen.
I've rewatched the clip of you spilling like 5 ounces of rare breed rye in your jacket. Like 300 times.
It was a lot of rare breed rye.
Yeah, after hours.
In my eyes.
Dude, after I could smell John smelling like rare breed rye from here 9 states away.
It was great.
Oh, man. Yeah, so yeah, if you're watching from one of our channels and the channel name is not Weekly Whiskey, eventually the whiskey news will stop. It's all happening over at Weekly Whiskey under one banner. So get your little fingers, find the subscribe button, and move on over. In fact, I got a couple of subs this week, and I want to say, like, cool, guys, I'm glad you're here, but like, get out, get to Weekly Whiskey.
Yeah, thanks for coming to party, but like, come next door to the other party because that's the bigger, better party.
Yeah, it has a pool. It has a satellite dish.
Yep. Pool's frozen wintertime, but there is a pool, so just know that.
Ice rink, you know.
Get to see that. Are we talking about the rare breed rye spilling, Jordan? Because yeah, you're gonna get to see that.
Yeah,
I think actually you can see that now as a teaser if you're subscribed to the channel and you reload our channel. It pops up as the teaser video.
Yeah, that's the Cork Pop Symphony, which is a name I realized I should have named my high school band, but I didn't.
I thought that was your nickname in high school.
Cork Pop Symphony. It was the sound of like screw caps opening slowly. Like, oh, this is kind of expensive, guys.
Somebody just opened a Milwaukee's Beast in the back corner over there. I heard it.
Oh my God, that's a good note to forget all the terrible things we've drank before.
Okay, well, let's shift gears here and start talking about this Ohio exclusive whiskey release.
Yeah, man. So what are we drinking tonight?
So let me just pull up the banner right fast here, and we'll be talking about. I already showed the original bottle ones, but I'll pick up the. There you go. What you have there, the Old Overholt. I just broke like 4 things setting that down.
Oh man,
114 proof Ohio exclusive. So this is it. What I think probably the coolest thing about this, aside from the fact that like it's short money, is that it's non-chill filtered, inexpensive, tasty rye.
Yeah, it
presumably tasty. Have we tasted this yet?
I mean,
I think I tasted this once.
I just freshly cracked mine.
Okay.
I got them I think one of you, was kind enough to send me one. I was in the middle of a move, so I just like
That's right. These
unpacked it
came
from a box.
Yancey, actually.
Yeah, hail Yancey. Nice work, my friend. Yeah, I took it out of one box, put it in another box. But Old Overholt is not typically a name that's known for anything, I don't know, above the bottom shelf, maybe on some medium shelves. But until this year, dude, my head is fucking gigantic. Until this year, I mean, the bottle's bigger, so that's good, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not this. No, the bottle's still bigger. So my head is smaller than one Old Overholt bottle. But yeah, this rye whiskey has never been known as a top shelfer, and people still love it. I mean, it's a standard for a lot of people's cocktails, old fashions, especially Manhattans. So it was super weird to see that this came as a limited edition, and then it got weirder.
Yeah, I mean,
it's got this funny little mark on it that says Ohio exclusive, and I thought, who would do an exclusive for Ohio? We dug into the history a little bit. It makes a lot more sense when you dig into where the Overtons and the Overholts got started. But it seems super weird. Like Ohio usually gets nothing, or they get less than nothing. So to get a super exclusive rye, I guess, do we know what the yield was on this? I think it was big, probably.
Yeah, it wasn't a like small batch or limited run. It was just a special release. So I think it was no, I'm not going to remember the number, so I won't fake it. It was just a regular release, but it was like strictly to
big
grande to Ohio.
I see. Okay. So, I mean,
Jim's got one of the 11-year. I've actually got that here as well. And once we wrap the initial tasting on these, I'll do a quick comparison on the 11-year.
You're swimming in Overholt.
Yeah, I'm an Overholt fan, actually. It's very funny, actually, that I didn't have a bottle of the 86 proof, because I usually do.
Okay.
But what ends up happening with those, every time I get together with the hunt buddies or we go to camp or something, that's where that bottle goes, because everybody wants to get some of the Overholt. When you just start passing that thing around, it's just a guzzler.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, here I get the bonded a lot. It's about $30, which is kind of, but it's up there. It's a
little high
bottle
for what it is, I feel like.
Yeah,
but, I mean, we also don't get the bonded here, so if it showed up for 30, I'd buy it.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because Maine can only take one SKU per portfolio, it sounds like.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have more than one. That would just be greedy and ridiculous.
Oh, man. So, yeah, so we have a 57% ABV. This is the same proof as Old Granddad, if you guys are thinking that's familiar. But that's bourbon. That was previously kind of my cocktail mixer, but we'll see if this can replace it. This was, I want to say $50, a little bit under 50, mid 40s.
It was your housewarming gift, so I hope it doesn't suck.
I mean, it's going to be better than the Sierra Norte, so I think that we're in good shape here.
Happy to help.
Oh, man. Let's see.
Live to serve, man. Yeah, I think this was, maybe Yancy can remember for us. I want to say it was like $35 or $40.
Okay. So somewhere between not expensive and moderately priced. This definitely isn't cheap, but,
Yeah, Lane's got a good point there. We actually just this past summer got Evan Williams White Label in Maine for the first time. It just finally showed up.
I think that's the funniest thing, because I've been buying Evan Williams White Label like for 5 years now. It's like,
I've been drinking Evan Williams Black Label for over a decade because we didn't have the other options. It's like that one or single barrel. So
neither bad.
No, man. I like both.
So nosing this is if this was blind, this would fool me. I think that this would trip me up.
$29.99 says Yancy. So yeah, I mean, inexpensive for. I mean, it's not age stated, so it just says straight rye. We know it's 4 years or older, but I mean, it's probably not much more than that, being that it's Overholt.
Yeah, based on what I'm tasting, I wouldn't say 4 years in a day, but I would wager like a 4 years in a month. Like 4 years, and the owners went on vacation and dumped it when they got back. Wow. Okay, so on the nose, it's punchy. The nose is not punchy at all, but once it gets to the palate, it's totally different. Wow. Don't let the screw cap fold.
Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Non-chill filtering helps retain a naturally full and robust flavor profile.
I'll say it's robust, man.
Yeah, it's certainly punchy, robust. Not punishing or anything, but man, it comes out thin on the finish, which isn't really a whole hell of a lot different than the regular Overholt.
It is interesting. I don't know. I'm going to keep doing this, but I'm going to compare it to Old Granddad 114 proof, which is like mega fiery on the finish. Same proof, mega fiery. This actually, at no point does this really feel a touch hot. Like this is deceptively proofed, I think, which is interesting because it tastes young. Like usually you get
It does taste young. It's kind of grain forward.
you get young and like fiery hot punishing, but the heat's really well tamed for something that's very like grain forward, I think.
Is it basically the OGD 114 of rye? I'm going to say no, but this is just me where I think the OGD 114 is really, really nice at $35. I don't.
Wow, it's $35 there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I won't
Everything
tell you
we
what it
have here
sells
is
for you.
weird. No, it's probably like $20, but like this is just what we get. I mean, I don't get to choose the prices. I just get to choose if I buy it or not, right?
We got to get you.
I
a new
don't
job.
think it's the OGD 114 of rye. I think the
agree.
OGD punches a little bit above its class. I think this is probably spot on for what it is. I don't know why they chose 114 as a proof for this. I didn't see anything in the literature if that made some significance or if this is just where it tasted right to release. I'm not sure about that.
114 is becoming like it's coming back. I'm seeing more bottlings. Like for a while it was at 53.5, right? Like whoa, Old Weller.
Right.
107, like Baker's was doing it.
Well, a lot
Old
of them
Weller,
too, like it's going to be their entry proof. So
yeah.
if it's an entry proof or a batch proof or something like that, I could see where that comes in, but I'm not really sure where the 114 comes from. But it's nice. It drinks nice. It carries a lot more caramel than I would have thought it would. But it's kind of like not really like a one trick pony, but it's
certainly not the most complex thing.
no. But again, not
I would take it
I wouldn't
over.
guess Overholt to be complex ever, though. I mean, like
No,
the standard
no.
is like a lightly nutty, a little bit of white pepper type of deal.
Sure.
A
This
little
is
bit.
much better than the bonded though, which is more expensive here.
That's one that I've actually never had because we don't get it up here. So
Oh,
I
well,
would like to try all of these next to each other. The 11-year though, I got to send you some of that.
yeah.
The
I mean,
11-year is really nice.
I think that literally comes in an OGD 114 bottle, if I'm not mistaken. It's got that funny little
It does,
squat.
has the little squatty bottle.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe that's subliminally like I'm thinking like like Old Granddad.
It's drilling
114
into your
bottle.
brain meat, infecting you.
It's looking at me. It watches me while I sleep. But back to less weird things. Yeah. So I think this is better than the bonded. I'm really interested. I thought the palate was going to be more complex, but I like what's there. Besides the there's some graininess. Like it tastes.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to taste older.
Yeah, and I mean the color on it is a lot richer than the
the
standard Overholt. The nose is totally different. I mean, for what I would assume to be the exact same distillate, just proof differently, it's drinking like a wholly different product, which is kind
I
of
believe
cool.
it. And a good point too made in the comments. The 11 years, $80,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess if you do the math is a pretty linear increase since this is 32 for
Right.
4-ish. But yeah, so this definitely replaces the bonded for me. I'm glad that I went and found a backup. What I do really regret is that I don't have like a pre-made Manhattan sitting here ready to go because I think that this
I
is
would
going to
love
work.
to see what this would do in a cocktail,
I
namely
think
Manhattan.
bitters is going to kill that grain note, and we're going to be good to ride.
Yeah, and normally where I would say let's add something savory to it, like the black walnut. I think in this case, I'd be going with orange bitters and maybe just like your traditional Angostura bitters.
Stop the show. No black walnut, huh?
I don't think so. Not on this. I think a little fruit would do this some justice.
Did you sell your stock in black walnut bitters?
I did actually.
Okay.
Yeah, just
There
before
we-
closing market today, I got it all out.
I was like, damn. I mean, I'm pretty
Put
sure
it all
you've given
into
me
orange bitters today.
I'm pretty sure you've given me like food recipes that are like in 2 dashes of black walnut bitters.
And then when no one's looking, take one quick sip of the black walnut bitters.
I mean, I can't blame you. They're delicious, but I totally agree. I think like orange bitters, like Pashad's, would cover that grain right up. This is going to be a cocktail machine. I think neat. I'll be totally honest. It is it's good, but it's not blowing me away.
Yeah, even non-chill filtered, it's still a little thin on the palate.
Yeah, but to its credit, it is drinking like I would not guess this is about 50% ABV. I'd put this at like a 48. True. Like it drinks very well behaved. Like it's very nonchalant about the ABV, but Then
I
it
like
smacks
that.
you with that grain note.
That's one of
Nonchalant.
my favorite takeisms. There is that it's well behaved.
I
Yeah,
thought
because
that was going to be like a one-word tasting note, like nonchalant. And that's that.
oh man, we should have an entire episode of the one word review and one word tasting notes. I think that could be fun.
I'll take a page out of Buffalo's book. I will say that recommend.
Recommended.
That's it. That's all you
Yeah,
get.
I would say scoop that up if you are
$30.
cruising through Ohio for whatever reason.
I have bought way worse things for way more money than Old Overholt, Ohio exclusive for $30.
That's correct. I regularly buy things for more than $30 that are less enjoyable.
Well, I mean, it's a fun bottle though. So history is kind of fun. It's really interesting because nobody ever has placed Ohio, other than like very big history. And it's like no one would put Ohio, on the map as being really tied to the whiskey industry. But it is kind of funny to see a born in Pennsylvania, made in Kentucky, sold only in Ohio designation on a bottle. But it's kind of cool. I'm curious if they'll do other exclusives, but
it's a weird trinity to have crafted.
Yeah.
Like another thing that kind of like sticks out in my mind parallel to this would be like the OKI.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was actually formed for, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, like 3-state type of deal because of the location of the place and everything. Like, I get that. But then, so the Overholt label has right on it, made in Kentucky, born in PA, like special release.
Yeah.
It's just, it's kind of strange, but.
The OKI, I get like it's a little triangle, but this just feels like the Yingling belt. Like,
yeah. Which we also don't get in Maine is Yingling.
I mean, I don't even think I get it in Wisconsin, but
they don't like to go west or north, I guess.
Now I really want Yingling.
Yeah. Well,
man, it's been
I'm gonna stockpile of it.
Cool 5 years since I had any of that.
I got to get it yarded in from Massachusetts though, so.
Oh, okay. So it's like funky by the time it arrives.
Well, who knows? I wouldn't know any different either way. It's the way it always tastes.
Consistency is key.
That's right.
Let's see. What do you got for us, Lane?
Let's move this over here. Yeah, let's take a little Q&A on this. I'm going to pour some of the 11-year and just talk about the 11-year. Jeez, I don't even remember the proof on it, to be honest with you. I want to say it was in the low 90s.
Yeah, that checks out.
I'm not good with numbers. I'm also trying to not spill this all over myself when I open the cork. We need like a quarter counter. It's like ounces that John has spilled in, or days, days since last accident, OSHA incident. Yeah, the phrasing on that alone is a little bit dicey.
It's rough, but the chat has confirmed from multiple sources, some of which I verify. Yeah, we do not get Yingling in Wisconsin, which sucks because Yingling was like, wow. And I went to school in upstate New York, so it was like Labatt Blue and Yingling were like the two. But yes, the Overholt is a barely legal rye. That was a Pennsylvania style, 51% rye, I do believe.
Okay, so the 11-year cures all of the issues that we have with the 114. 92.60 on the 11-year. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that.
So 46.3 ABV.
Yeah, it brings a lot more actual rye character to it. I mean,
oh, okay. I'm just gonna be a peasant and drink more of the selection here.
Well, there's like a kind of a combination of almost like Smarties, like the little like chalky candies that come in like the cellophane there. A little bit of like the sweet kind of fake fruit, almost not in a bad way, just like.
Have you ever had a Necco wafer?
Yeah, it's like that, but sweeter.
Okay, so definitely Smarties territory then.
Yeah, a little bit of that, maybe like a little bit of like a rye bread type of deal going on there, but not like real dark rye. It's really in check. Again, not a ton going on. It's not super complex, but it is nice.
Okay. And Jordan, yes, I see you. Genesee, Jenny Light, Jenny Cream, Jenny Buck.
Got a lot of Jennies going on there.
Oh man, he asked if I'd ever had Genesee beer, which is a staple of. I mean, I would just go in Rochester, New York. Jenny was all around the clock, always on the menu. It was never good. Well,
but it was always there.
Jenny Cream was fine. Jenny Light was like a good hydration beverage, but Jenny Bach was honestly, it had even less flavor than Coors Light. Like Coors Light was robust compared to Jenny Light.
Yikes.
but it came in at like 2.9% ABV. Like,
Oh, yes, you drink like 73 of them, call it a night.
yeah. And you drink like 14 on a bicycle on the way to wherever you're going, and you arrived like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. But yeah, Genesee Tap House had pretty good food too. I do. Sorry, I'm taking us off in the weeds here, but crap. Who was it? They had a Scotch ale. It's gonna come to me. Local brewery, Rochester Scotch Ale, Roarbox, I think. Really good, really good. Sorry, back to your regularly scheduled whiskey.
Back to booze.
I got excited,
okay,
man.
so going up and down the line here, it's crazy how much of a shift there is in each one of these products.
Okay.
From the standard 86 proof all the way up through to the 11-year at the lowest proof, whatever it was, 92.5-ish,
Okay.
92.6. The layers of flavor in the 11 are really good, but I don't think it justifies itself at the price.
Okay.
It tastes fine. Totally good rye. It could do with just like kind of picking a lane. And I think maybe that low rye content might be its issue.
It's starting to fade.
It might be the proof too. I mean, who knows if this was at 100, if something might jump out a little bit more.
Yeah, man. I mean, 11 years at 46.3. I mean, there's been some great smooth Ambler barrels that came out really, really low, but it seems not suspect, but like it's not a draw for me. Like those low proof MGP, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm enticed. But I don't know that's going to be the case with Overholt.
It's not bad. I don't actually know if the 11-year is NCF or if it is not.
I mean, if it's that close to 46, like I'd be curious. I wouldn't be doubtful, but I'd be curious.
Jason from the Mash and Drum said that he was a little bit disappointed in the 11-year where, yeah, I mean, it's just it's totally tasty whiskey. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
It's kind of simple though. I mean, comparing to its siblings here, it's a noticeable step up in flavor, but it's more than double the price.
Okay, so kind of a low bar to trip on.
Yeah, it just doesn't justify itself at its price point. But it does taste nice. I mean, if you could find some place that had this for a reasonable price, $8 a pour or something like that, I would totally try it.
Okay, so
I don't think I would go out and like jump on a bottle for the price. But if you had a buddy who had some and he offered it to you, I would totally try it. Especially if you could have it alongside of another ride, just do a comparison on them too.
I think that's good. I mean, when COVID's gone and we can all go to bars, like that's a super valuable option that people overlooked then, and I'm sure have forgotten all about now. But like, yeah, trying a bar sounds good, especially, I mean, $80-$90 is a lot to plunk down.
Yeah, I think so. I got into this one because I knew somebody who picked it up for, I want to say they got it for around $90. And they were a little bit hurt about the price because it didn't hit at that price point. And I was like, well, shit, let's just split it, peel off half of it, send it to me. I'll cover shipping and everything.
Sure.
And then we'll see, we'll see what I think of it and if it's any good, and we'll give it a whirl.
Okay. Well, it sounds like so. Not super disappointed, but it could reach higher.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if this thing came in like a 375 or 200 mil for,
oh yeah,
if they broke down that price point there to let you get into it without that total price shock, I think people would be a little bit more happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, then the ones that try it and love it can go out and buy it. But that's a really good point. Personally, I think for $30, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm not blown away, but I'm satisfied. There's nothing wrong with it.
I could drink that neat. I don't know. Geez, I don't have any ice or anything handy to try it. I don't think I would water it down either way though. Like it doesn't need it. I don't know if it would change it for the better or not. I mean,
the ethanol was restrained enough as it was, and it was kind of thin. So I think water would kind of beat it up.
Thin. So I would say that between all of these, probably the 114 is a good buy. The standard everyday 86 is a good buy too.
Sure.
It's like, I think $17 here. And
at
that price, I'm not really mad about it. Within $5 either way, I think there are options that are probably a little bit better.
Okay. Well, but I think
it's not worth skipping it because it's not going to be good. I mean, it's just, it does its job.
That seems like a pretty fair assessment of it. Personally, I'm going to mix this 50-50 with Christian Brothers Sacred Brawn Brandy, and what is my favorite old fashioned recipe ever. And I think that this might
send that to me.
I think that might work out well for it. So what do you say, John? I'm pretty happy. $30. It's good. I probably don't need 6 of them, but I'm going to enjoy the 2 that I have, especially compared to the bonded. I think that this blows away the bonded for a few bucks less, which makes no sense to me on pricing. Whoever made this deal.
Yeah, really.
Cool, man.
Well, it sounds like the pricing's a little bit all over the place, but overall, we get a good thing here. I'll wrap up real quick with what Chris said. Wanted to know how would he compare it to Rittenhouse or Baby Saz. Totally unlike either for me. Baby Saz being much softer, much sweeter, and noticeably more complex. It's also, I mean, compared to the 115 or 114 rather, the Saz is in a whole different category in a few different ways. For the same price, I would get the Saz over this. That's just me.
Oh, I'm a big fan of the Rittenhouse. I'm actually, after this, I'm gonna go scurry into the bunker room and try some side by side, and I'll definitely let you guys know. But I'm curious because that's the first thing I thought of too. Is like, but Rittenhouse, how's this gonna go?
Well, yeah, Rittenhouse being $25 and tasty.
Yeah, but 100 proof. So there's some toss up there.
Yeah,
cool, man.
Cool. All right, Jay, I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Cool.
Let you take us on out of here. I'm going to throw the banner on there so everybody can know where to find us. And hopefully the folks that are catching this on your YouTube channel or mine are realizing that they can join us over at the Weekly Whiskey channel.
Yeah, I mean,
all of this stuff as well as the after hours, right?
I was going to say the time for being subtle was weeks ago. Yeah. In a couple of weeks, we're only going to be posting Weekly Whiskey. So if you're watching us from Take That Review or the Bourbon Finder, scurry on over to Weekly Whiskey. You can see our nice fun intro. You can watch After Hours episode 1, which dropped last week. Super pumped about that. Every week we'll give you a 7 to 9 minute after hours from when we're messing around afterwards. We've got some cool topics that weren't quite big enough for a whole Weekly Whiskey stream, but we wanted to get to anyways. So if you've been following John, follow him at the Bourbon Finder on Instagram. You can find Weekly Whiskey on Instagram as well. We'll be posting highlights, some bloopers, some announcements, new bottles. You can follow me at Whiskey Raiders. I'm the managing editor and lead critic for a new publication. Paired up with Dan Abrams. We're doing something awesome. Super pumped about that. Check it out. And in the meantime, I hope you guys are all drinking Old Overholt 57 proof or 57% ABV for $30 because it's pretty good. So cheers, guys. Thanks for joining us. Happy
Cheers,
Tuesday.
guys.